Welcome to Football Tunes. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since we've been on the show. It's a 2022. We're gonna forget about what happened in 2021. We're back here with a fire show for the football fans out there. And we got some controversial topics now and again. We talk about things that we're not supposed to speak about. Como. Yeah, but anyway, we like to welcome you guys back to Football Tunes. As you can see, what's happening in the bottom. Like, subscribe, and click on Anthony Bell. Welcome to the show. To my right hand side in the virtual room we have Como, and below me we have people Dino, Tristan. Welcome, guys. I don't know if you want to say something
What's
before we
happening?
start the show. What's happening? It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
It's
Comments?
it's
Yeah, no, I just want to say compliments to the season to everybody. To you and
there's
your
a
families.
compliment.
Small, nani compliments.
Hey, when
Yeah,
does it
like
end? It's the 12th. It's the 12th.
yeah,
Still used to it.
we went on a builder's break. We had to have a break like all the shutdown rules. You gotta shut down like all the others rules. Now we're coming back to the show. We swag. I was got no crown.
Hey,
So now we're gonna come back to our bread
can
and
you
butter.
can you add at the bottom, like, subscribe, and donate? Hey, we
Yeah,
need a
send so much of a cabbage. Send so much of a send so much of
Yeah,
a
no.
cabbage.
You know what they say about South Africa is December's a lifestyle. It's not a month. So everybody, and we saw and we saw your
Hey,
status. You were Woomeri, you were Christmas, January. You sending
Also
me
turning
message.
up.
I said
Mm,
DP, my
long
life need
time.
stationery. No
Long
one
time.
sent me that.
Long,
It's just a
say
joke.
TP Wakai, long
Before
time,
people
bro.
say, yeah, no one said. And you know the answer. What you want, bro?
Yeah, I know. No. Okay, let's jump straight into it, bro. I'm hungry for
Okay,
yeah.
this
we're gonna
talk.
jump
This
straight
one.
into the show. We're gonna jump straight into the show because we got a lot to talk about, and I think we have to start with the AFCON because we from Africa, and I think it's and guys, I'm gonna start. This wasn't on the schedule, but I'm gonna go first. So I was in the gym and I happened to see what was going on between Tunisia and Mali, bro. I've never
Mm,
seen something like that in my life. It was
mm.
chaos. So you're gonna see it scrolling at the bottom of the screen. The whistle was blown in the 86th minute. People were going crazy, running. They were like, "What's going on, ref? 86 minutes." You asked him to stop the game and play a game. He said, "No, play a game and carry on playing." And then he blows up on the 89th minute and 47 seconds with Marlin leading 1-0. Have you heard of a thing like that in your life, bro?
Mm.
Before we even
Yeah.
talk about AFCON, who does that, say?
Bro,
But
this, I was
James, let me
actually
ask this question.
I was actually
Carry
looking
on,
at this
carry on.
old I was looking at it. I actually also just a little bit of research on this man. His name was Yanni Sekwazi, right? He gave 28 fouls, 4 yellow cards, 1 red card, 2 penalties, and 2 full-time whistles.
Except,
2 penalties,
yo,
1 red card, 28 fouls, and two full. He blew the game off
y-
twice.
just quickly, all those other stats, hundreds, that's it's hectic. But the last two full-time whistles,
Whistles.
guys, you, this
Yeah.
this is that is
Nah,
insane.
I
It's
think
insane.
we've Africa's always been the best exports of everything, even human beings. We exported human beings to the world. But when it comes to football and the running of football,
Eh,
Chamors,
yeah.
Chamors,
Oh,
bro,
yo.
bro. And you must know that I'm getting these stats from Sky News. Imagine how people might be thinking, hey, look at these Oziks, look at these Takios, mom,
Mm,
messing it up. Because I mean, think about it. We all
That's
African,
that's that's why they
no
wanted
matter
to
you white,
cancel.
no matter you brown, no matter you green. If you are born in Africa, you are African. You represent this continent. When you leave and you go overseas to somewhere, hey, where you from, bro? Where you from? Yeah, from Africa.
mm.
Africa. Yeah, club. And then you're representing it, whether you like it or not. So sad to see. On a serious note, sad to see, but I think it's become a norm. Some people are not even shocked.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
You know what? Personally, and we'll get to that. I I'm I I don't want to get angry, so I'll stop watching Bafana because that's all that's happening to me. I'm getting angry. I'm getting pissed off because we got skill, bro. We got so much, as you can see. I represent, bro. I represent, and bro, it's sad, but we're gonna talk about. I think we're gonna move on past that topic, but we're still on AFCON, and I think what we need to talk about, bro, Europe's disrespect for AFCON, bro. It's actually
Mm.
quite sad. It's actually quite sad. So Tristan, I had that big
I
sigh.
mean,
So I want to
it's
hear your
quite
opinion on
sad,
that.
but when you start seeing things like this, it
This
becomes
is the
kind of
thing.
justified, right?
Now you see now, this is all that was spoken about. All that you see what happens, right? So hear me out. This is my view. As Africans, be it even black people, even under umbrella, be it a colored or Indian or a black person, we tend to always move to a victim story. So we always want to be a victim in a story. Now, building up to the AFCON, was a victim story. How can you disrespect a small cup? Look what happened today. Klopp was correct. The way this run is like a small tournament, and it's unfortunate that through just this
This
example of
year,
a referee blowing twice, full time whistle twice.
justified. How
I
can you
said,
have a referee? What referee does that? If this was, if that was Padula Road grounds,
yo.
that referee would have seen his mother. He would have got thunders of notes. And that's
Okay, but
I'm telling you, you're gonna find out their money changed hands.
hey,
It's
there we
always
go.
happening in
Bro,
Africa, bro.
that's always
You're
something.
gonna
And
find
this
out,
is
bro.
so the disrespect is coming from, of course, teams in Europe are saying, "Hey, you know what, this is hard that our players are
Do you really
leaving
want to go there?
mid-season. There's no international cup that happens mid-season. Why is
Not
the
even
AFCON
that.
happening mid-season? Players need to be asked, do you really want to go? They need to be asked that. Because
But
you've been international, gents.
you know what I think it is. I know what if I can just come in there. I don't I think the question is disrespectful. Do you really want to go represent your country? I think the question
Yeah,
should
I
be
agree.
asked at CAF, not at the players. It should be asked at CAF. Is having an AFCON in the middle of a football season, who does it benefit? Does it benefit the players? Does it benefit who does it benefit? Because I saw a thing, a kind of analogy that I want to bring up, and this might be a bit far fetched, right? Might be a bit far fetched. I saw this thing. They said red ants and 100 red ants and 100 black ants put into a jar, right?
Yeah,
They coexist perfectly. The moment someone shakes the jar, the black ants start killing the red ants start killing the black ants because the black ants think the red ants shook the jar. The problem is that they're fighting amongst each other, not fighting amongst the person who shook the jar. And
hundred
that
percent.
analogy I'm using it because the players are getting Mo Salah name now is fighting for a new contract. He's coming to a tournament which for Egypt, trust me, Northern African countries take this thing seriously. It's only South Africa where we're just sleeping.
Mm.
He's fighting for a new contract. He could get injured. There's all the traveling. There's the COVID bans. Have you seen the tackles in this tournament?
Whoa. I say,
Have you seen the tackles in this tournament,
oh,
bro?
bro.
Bro, that,
Chaluka.
that
I've actually stopped watching the ball. I've been trying to watch the sport. Like say the games 1-0s, only
mm,
1-0s and 0-0s,
no nose.
guys.
Hey,
For the fact that I
90
mean,
minutes of your life wasted.
hey,
Hey, you could have run
bro,
outside. You could have run outside, played some music, park with the
hey, bro. You know
lighty.
what?
Hey.
Besides the Euros and World Cup, the Copa America, the Copa Americas, you watch it as quality. It's just
Mm,
disappointing to watch this football and to know that these players, not just Liverpool. Now I'm talking about Liverpool. It's Mane, Salah, Naby Keita that's gone, right? But other
mm.
teams, Arsenal's got quite a few O's that are gone. These teams that are depending to. I mean, Arsenal with these players that are gone, they
Well
doing
said, Pete.
well with these players at fourth
Mm.
place. They dare, and Arsenal's performing. Now you've taken the structure away. It's for nonsense. It's not
I'm actually
disrespect,
glad
but it's
you mentioned it.
reality.
I'm glad you mentioned it because I have got that. As you can see, it's certain teams affected by AFCON, and I'm sure the rest
Yeah.
of the teams. But now, if you look at Arsenal teams, it's Aubameyang, the man that went for tattoos and doesn't play anymore.
He's out
Many
already.
players.
We can't count upon him.
I
He's been sitting on the bench for
Yeah,
the past. They don't
Pepe
want
is
him
getting
anymore.
Pepe is getting benched for the likes and Party. Thomas Party,
Same.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
He's Thomas
So,
Partey.
in
They've been
all
dealing
honesty,
without him. He's been injured. So Arsenal, the DP, right? Arsenal will survive
yeah.
without their
yeah,
players.
yeah. So then I'm
I
sure
think
the next team and
it's gonna be
yeah.
interesting to see what's gonna happen tomorrow because tomorrow's that Calling Cup first leg semi-final loss. The first leg was postponed last week, 2 weeks ago. So it's gonna be
Yeah,
interesting. It's Arsenal versus
Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Oh
So
gosh. And then if you look at this, what's her now? Man United, Eric Bailey. Most of my brass calling,
another one. No, no,
most
no.
of my
The rest not counting.
most of
He's
my
the, he's
brass
the, in-
calling Billy Goat.
he's the
So
injury. He's
yeah,
the
yeah,
injury. He's the injury himself.
He's gonna
yeah.
tackle
So
someone terrible. You just
He's a
see.
running to the billboard. The
Hey,
billboard
hey,
killer. That brother.
no, no.
Eric Bailey, Eric Bailey, when you see him running, there he goes, gonna
Yeah,
tackle
well,
someone.
someone's like that. The
No, no,
referee.
no. But you must
Maybe
remember,
maybe he'll tackle that same referee.
no, but you must remember, Bailey's gonna be with Bailey's gonna be where the tackles like that happen. So
Yeah,
he's on his home ground. So that's normal behavior. And
yeah.
in actual fact, I think AC Milan want Bailey. So this could ruin it for us. He actually signed a
For
new
sure.
contract so we can sell him. So we'll move past Bailey. And then for City, it's Riyad Mahrez. In
Nah,
my
it's not.
personal opinion, I don't think it'll fix City at all because City, even if Riyad Mahrez goes, they got plenty
They
players.
got too much.
Plenty.
They got
Nah.
too much. They got too. The word I'm about to use, Tristan doesn't like. They got too much depth.
Okay,
City
before
got
we
too
go
They've
much
got
into
good
depth.
depth.
But
We
anyway,
know that we know they got good
even though we
depth.
don't want to discuss it, who do you all think is going to be the favorite? I mean, we just give a prediction. We can come back to
no,
the
no, no.
predictions.
Before we get there,
Who you think?
we got two more teams. We got two more teams, and then we'll get to those favorites. So let me show you the two teams before we get to favorites. And I think I left these two teams for last because I think this is the big two. So
Mm.
I'm gonna start with Chelsea. So look at Chelsea's. This is a hectic one when you think of it.
Ah,
It's goalkeeper, which is a big one, but he actually had
nah,
Nah,
I,
COVID.
I can.
There was a COVID story with
no.
him.
TV.
There was a COVID
I'll tell
story
you
with
what.
Nah.
him.
I tell you what.
What's
Hakim Ziyech was dropped. The
He
coach
was
from
dropped by the coach
Morocco.
because he had a pair with the coach.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, the coach from Morocco. He thinks his head is too big. He thinks he's that so. He
he thinks
thinks
he's
he's that so.
messy.
They're also tuning about him. They're also tuning about him in the galley. Now you're getting excited because you're playing for Chelsea, so they dropped him.
I was
So
like
it's only
jealous.
so it's only mainly. I don't know how they can drop their best player, but I suppose they feel they're stronger without him. Because I mean,
So now,
so he's staying. He's still at Chelsea. I think he's starting. Yeah, game starting now.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
What's
So the big
Liverpool
one now, and I
Newcastle
think
for a second leg.
we're going to get to the conversation that Pep doesn't want to get to the big one. And Comer just
No.
mentioned the word that he doesn't like depth, and I think this is the biggest problem.
Not so much
Yeah,
Navigator. Not so much
so?
no, no,
Navigator.
nobody gives a damn
But
about
The other
Navigator.
two,
That's a problem, bro.
they
I think
already
more.
now. Senegal won. Senegal's gonna go. Imagine worst case scenario for you, Tristan. And then obviously sorry to interrupt, right? Senegal, Egypt in the final. That's 6 weeks out. What you gonna do, bro?
Yeah, hey, that's a possibility. Yeah, but
Mm,
I don't think Egypt's gonna make it through that far.
that's
I don't know. That's personally what I've seen. I mean, I don't think. Our biggest thing, obviously, Salah is the biggest loss. I think that Mane is gone, but there's always that can cover his gap there, man. I think
Ooh.
Salah's hard to cover his gap.
Ooh.
There's always they can cover Mane's gap there.
Ooh.
The man's like the
Mane
man's like a
before
foul.
Foul, yeah.
Ooh,
Mane
Foul.
before listen, Mane was before he scored last week. He was in a 7-game drought.
Mm, mm.
And I think if you give those like Minamino a bit more game time, he can he can
Takumi.
get a goal. I'm telling you,
ooh.
Takumi.
he's a
What's up?
quality player. He's a quality
What the
Give,
player
grass for
too.
Toyota?
you're gonna
Quality.
give China from
The
Cycasol a second
quality.
chance.
Give him a chance.
No Miyagi. No Mr.
We got
Miyagi from Cycasol.
we got players that say, you know what, as long as you're hungry, you can come on off the bench and let's see, you can get a
Wax
goal
on,
assist
wax
here
off.
and
My
there.
personal opinion. My personal opinion. And this Sadio Mane does not only offer goals, he offers so much
100%.
more. He's such a
He
bigger threat.
offers a lot.
So those always can go on those always can go on 10 goal droughts, and their impact on the game is still his assists, his
100%.
runs, his bullying, the fact that they
Yeah.
put two players on him. To call him Minamino will leave nobody on him and he'll do nothing.
Listen, but this is the thing. It's with time now. You got these players who are on the bench. Get them onto the
Gotta play
pitch and
them.
see what they can do, and then that's
Mm.
where. I mean, I thought it was gonna be a lot more. I think I thought we'll have more players, but only three. Navigator is the impact, but He comes or he
But
gets
but but
injured.
but Pete,
He
listen
goes
to what
from the bench and is injured.
I agree with you, but I'm gonna agree with you because we're friends. But think about it, bro. That's your two biggest players that are gone. Your two
Yeah,
biggest players. It's not like okay. Let me put it into
Yeah,
let me
no.
put it like this. Let's say Ronaldo goes. He's a big player, but we can get someone else to score. Let's say Pogba's been gone for a while. That's why Pogba goes. He's, and I'm not talking about the AFCON. I'm talking about Pogba goes now in the transfer window. I'll be upset because of the name, but if I think about it, out of the 10 games Pogba played, how many good games did he have? Must be always, but we're not going to score Man United. Really, it's a big
Yeah,
loss for Liverpool.
it's a
Personally, I
no,
think
big
it's
loss.
a huge loss.
but it's a big
People,
I
loss
hope
in the
you'll,
people,
I
fact
people.
hope
that
you'll get, I actually hope you'll get
I see people.
relegated.
I see Tristan's. Hope to get relegated. I see
uh,
Tristan's point. I see Tristan's point. I think Tristan is trying to play it down because he wants to say, okay, let's give the others a chance. Yes, you all have to give the others a chance now. I just think in terms of the caliber and the profile of those two
100%,
players missing, irreplaceable. But let's see what happens.
100%. Let's
Mm.
see what let's
Okay,
see
Let's
what
move on.
happens.
so let's choose a favorite so we can tease each other when the next show happens. So
I
I'm
haven't
gonna
come on,
seen.
I'm
start.
I'm I'm going to Cameroon,
I'm gonna
indomitable
go with
lions.
Nigeria. I'm gonna go with Niger. My Niger brothers, my Mochis. If I were the Mochis,
Yeah, so I was also gonna go with. I also like the Super Eagles.
I'm going with the
So yeah, I'm
Mochis.
also gonna go with. I'm also gonna go with
Yeah,
Nigeria.
I'm
They
going with
they
the
yeah,
all
Mochis.
overselling the
yeah.
stuffs.
The
They're
bushes,
underpaid.
yeah,
That's for sure.
and they've
That's you know what happens. You
they've
know what happens
served us well.
if they you know if they
Served
went to
us
plus
well. Hey,
celebration
hey,
or
say,
yeah, the
hey,
Bangla
I'm
Mochis.
phoning it over. I'm phoning it over. What kind, man,
So,
man?
okay, Niger.
Yeah,
Okay, bro,
like
Nigeria won.
say,
What's happening?
let's celebrate. Let's celebrate.
Nigeria won. What's happening?
Yo, it was
Where you, my
deep, yeah.
brother? Where you, my brother?
Hey,
Yeah. So
Yeah,
but
okay, guys. Yeah, Kero.
yeah, I go with Indomitable Lions. I don't know, maybe because they've just been my favorite team in Africa.
possibly
I
that.
think
I hope
Cameroon,
also.
yeah, also that too. So
Yeah. So guys,
yeah,
another big topic. I think now that we finished with that, we're gonna go back to the English Premier League, and based on what we have, I think we need to start with this
he's
again.
like the
I'm
days of
tired
our
of this
life.
topic.
Dun,
Say,
dun,
why don't
I'm,
you? Oh, we need to
dun.
play that in the background. Bro,
Dun,
why are
dun,
we
dun,
talking about
dun.
United this whole season? It says a
Yeah,
lot.
we should play like we should play like the Adam of Jaws. Dun, dun, dun,
Hey, yeah, you're
dun.
yeah,
come.
I know
Look,
it's just
if I saw a picture and they had a picture of Ralf Ragnack and Ollie's face looking at one new coach, same problems. I don't think he's done nothing. I saw Paul Ince's interview. I don't know if you watched the Sky News, the one of the games. Paul Ince was like, "Is that this man's had 9 games? He's had 12 weeks. Surely he's been able to." And to you and I, we think it's short, right? Short time. He was comparing it to how when Thomas Tuchel just came in after Frank Lampard got fired, how Chelsea became a different team. He compared it to even Spurs, even though Spurs is not at the caliber of United and Chelsea. How he's got them winning, how he's sort of got them playing the way he wants to. 10, 12 weeks is a long time, and I think I heard about the clicks, but I just think the style of football United is the same. You can't tell if and Oli was gone. If I close my eyes, I would say Oli's still there. The results are
Yeah,
1-0s.
it,
They're just getting over the fence. So what has he changed?
uh,
What is this king of the press? Who has he pressed? They call him the king of the press and the inventor of the press. I don't see it. However, it is early, GB. So I don't want to be too critical, but I just think where there's smoke, there's fire.
like
people. I'll let you
yeah,
finish.
just to add to that, it's the thing is that you're saying it's early, come on, 100%, but it's
Mm.
early with these problems. It's not like okay, we
So
talk about
he
our
should be
coaches. So
solving the problems. That's
you're
what he's
coming
there
in now.
for.
It's early, but then now you've got dressing room problems, and you've got other issues that it's again. We go back to our coaches. Klopp, he came in immediately. You saw, hey, this is what the soul is doing. We got a cuck team. We were puzzling and then he built the team. But there wasn't other issues. We were catching it. We were drawing, dropping points in the beginning, but there wasn't these dressing room issues. Klopp seemed to have had the dressing room under control. And again, I said this in the beginning. He still as a consultant type of. He's not as I think Paul Ing said it. Come on, can you just let's see a coach. We want to see a coach now. And I think he's consulting. His position is more consulting right now, no managing and coaching players. So it's everyone deep. I don't know. Maybe you've read more. You found out more about United. What's actually happening? I think there's more.
Okay,
It's deeper stuff happening in your
so
team.
so
It's
my
just
my take on a Rangnick thing is that and I tend to agree with Rangnick. He's got a it's not a coach. We now, bro, how many coaches have we had in the last few years? And it's the exact same
100%.
problem with every coach. The difference between the difference between all other coaches is Ole made Ole made it back to that family style. Everybody was back smiling, and the media was did pictures and they were smiling, and everybody like a happy family. Everybody was just that. And now with Ragnica, I think he doesn't protect the players as much as he doesn't throw players under the bus. Ole protected
Doesn't
the players no
protect.
matter what happened. Ole said, no, he's like this, he's like that. He always threw himself under the bus. He never said the players. And with Ragnick, I think there's the media blows it out of proportion. This is personally my take on it. The media loves to blow it out of proportion because it's United. But okay, let's look at it. They're talking about the players that want to leave, bro. And if you think about it, they're saying some say 8, some say 11, some say 13, and there's clicks. And if you know anything about football, you played. There's always clicks in football.
There's
You are
always clicks.
never friends with all
Yeah,
11 O's.
yeah.
Never ever in your life
So,
will you play with 11 O's.
but you see
And
the
especially now with
difference,
the language barrier.
the difference with us, and I can't really speak about it, right? There's always going to be clicks. When I played in Wentworth, I played in Wentworth, out of Wentworth, and I played for selected sides. You see, when you go for selected sides, and I think maybe we can compare Man United to like a selected side because it's always coming from different countries. Maybe the academy lighters will stick together, but we're coming from a different country. When I played for selected sides for Natal, for instance, we didn't have clicks because you didn't know anybody. Maybe the Brinos would stick together, or but in that defense, there's always going to be kind of clicks, and it's the manager's job to
Yeah.
eradicate those clicks. How they do a DP, for instance, they make maybe for instance, if there's a click between me and DP, then what they do is they make me and Tristan be roommates. So when we go to sleep, you're not with your click bra, you're a different bra, or you go eat with a different bra. And for instance, bro, I mean, there was a very interesting interview I watched, and they spoke about Sven Eriksson. Remember that Bali,
Yeah.
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 Swedish Bali. They tune. He coached the golden generation of England. How did this old not win a World Cup? He had Beckham, Lampard, Scholes, Gerrard in the midfield. He had up front Rooney, Owen. You remember that couple of players that England had. And Gary Neville tuned. He firmly believes that England could have done better. Just that Ericsson did not eradicate the cliques within the England squad. So there was these
Okay.
cliques of Liverpool players and Man United players, and and what happened was with those cliques, and also very importantly, David Beckham. When they went to go to like China for like preseason training, there would be the media would be. Beckham was a brand at that time. Remember with the Spice Girls. You two,
Yeah.
they would allow Beckham all this attention, and they would go on to their things. And that should have been squashed. The reason I mention that analogy is because I think that analogy applies to Ronaldo and applies to the other team. There should not be cliques within a football team of that nature, of that level. If there
Mm,
are cliques, there should be cliques on the training
mm,
ground, but focusing on the one common goal, which is to get the club to a
mm.
greater position and start winning football matches, bro.
You
But
know,
but
and
but
yeah,
if you read deeper into the clicks, you know who's performing the clicks? It's the players that want to leave. So if you look at the players that want to leave, it's
Who
players
are they,
that
DP? Do
are
you
not
know?
playing.
Not going into too much
Mata.
detail
No, and
because
I'm just gonna give a few
he
names.
should have
Mata
left
wants to
six
leave.
years ago. You
Exactly
will
my
kill
point.
him. I'll kill his career about 6 years ago. He should have been gone then,
mm,
Van der Beek.
of
Well, I
course.
don't blame him for one. Lingard, because he was Ole promised him he's important. Lingard don't play. Paul Pogba, Anthony Marshall. So it's players that obviously they're going to form cliques because hey, I and the centre backs that are better than Jones also wants to leave. Why is Jones even still there? So it's players. If you look at the list of players, those players, United, they actually can, and Henderson, the goalkeeper, they can leave. We're not going to miss nothing in all honesty. So for me, the clicks or players that they not fell out with Rangnick, but they're not his first picks, like Matic. Matic is another one to leave. So it kind of
Bro,
makes sense.
then he must do what Jose did, like what Jose did to Baston Steiger.
Get
Send
out,
him to
get
go
out.
train with the under 23s.
Yeah,
Get them
yeah,
out the
yeah.
Yeah,
team,
yeah.
bro. That's the only way, bro. Get them out to compete. Bro, the reason I'm mentioning this DP is when a new coach comes in any football team, change you see it immediately, bro. Even in Norwich, even at Vital Norwich, even though they're losing now, but they thought they won their first 2 or 3 games. In every football team, you will see the
There's change.
players playing better. The just style has gone a little bit. It's shocking that it's not happening at United.
You,
So
you, you, you know,
One thing I
I
can
think,
say. No, carry on, quick, carry on.
I think it's shocking, but it's it's not so shocking, James, because of
mm,
this consultant thing to the end of the season, then the coach is gonna come in, and then sorry interim till end of the season, then consultant position, then a new coach is gonna come in.
mm,
It's like if you look at history with Arsenal, Arsenal had two coaches. I think it was Wenger, and it was the other way just before Wenger. I can stand to be corrected, and they had two coaches
the coach
coaching.
before Wenger was what was he was a big name, man. I forget his name. Anyway, he was
It was an
also at
English show,
Spurs.
English show.
English Bali,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
Yeah, but
that
this, you
just
know what's
Liverpool also did the same. We had two coaches at one point, or trying to do this half-half thing, and this is like it just doesn't make sense. What's next for United? How are they going to get a bigger manager when someone's consulting the team still, and the thread, the line of how things are going to happen in the team?
Mm.
It's not making sense. I don't know where you're going to go with this.
Steve, I
It'll be
think
interesting. It'll be
United.
interesting to see what's next.
I'm not. It's not going to be interested. It's going to be actually like a, so we can laugh more.
Again,
I think
next year, you know,
let's
so to
just
say
move
next
on.
season, we're going to talk about United again.
Yeah, United. Yeah, let's move
Oh,
on. Not
yeah.
even
So
Blackburn, I
let's
told
the
you,
I
topic. The
think
topic is
let's
already
move
Blackburn.
not
on.
really important anymore.
Yeah,
So what we're gonna
Blackburn.
do is, I think a good topic is, what does your team need in the transfer window? So that we don't hop on United, I'm gonna go first. I still think we need a specialist CDM, which we don't have.
Their Besuma is linked to Aston Villa. I don't know how you're gonna jump on him.
Hey, bro, that for me,
You saw
that's
he's
my
linked to
dream player,
Besuma.
bro.
Even
That
Liverpool can
that
Besuma's
jump
player,
linked.
him.
bro,
You saw what
I
Stevie
would
G is doing.
love him, bro.
Besuma's linked to Aston Villa. He's linked to
Stevie
Aston Villa.
I haven't
Stevie
seen it,
G.
but yo, that's a player,
Who
bro.
else? DP
Yo, that
besides
is
the
a player.
CDM?
Hey, for me, I just think we need a CDM. In all honesty, I'm not stressing about any other position.
Maloney Jova. Some holy water. Some holy water. Some holy
Miracles.
water.
Miracles.
I'm telling some roses. Throw some
Miracles.
roses at y'all. Make y'all go
We
for
Hey,
need that over. What's that with the cornrows from Wages that coaches? We need him to come take over United.
Lewis
Kujo?
actually needs
Lewis
Ah,
Lewis.
Donnelly.
Lewis must come take
Lewis.
Lewis
over.
Donnelly. Hey,
Hey,
top
let me
coach.
tell you, if Lewis had Matcha,
Hey, top
guys,
coach that. Bro. What's
if
up,
Lewis had
coach that? Best coach I've had in my life. Alright, standing
top
thing.
coach. Hey, my
Flip you
best,
Come
you
my
on.
think you
best
need.
game, my best. I need Lewis, bro. Hey,
Hey,
no,
man, to
but
put you
listen,
right.
Liverpool definitely now. Just someone to score goals. I don't. I'm not. Except I'm not like.
See,
You
Liverpool
know
should
what?
just go out and sign.
You
Let me
know.
say, I'm not gonna make sense. I was thinking of Aubameyang, but he's also got a Cup of Nations.
But that's the thing, yeah. But he also behavior. Klopp's not busy with all
Klopp
that.
made him. Klopp made him who he
That's
is, bro.
also.
Yeah, remember.
Klopp.
Yeah.
That,
Some
that's a good
players
one.
behave
That's a good one.
poorly on coaches who they think they can override.
Yeah, true. I think
I
he,
don't.
of course, Klopp will
I
have
think Klopp will put him right.
will put him right. I think that's will be a good
Mm.
one. But again, he's at the AFCON.
Yeah, it doesn't make
Definitely
sense.
someone up front. But other than that, I think because the expectations from the beginning of the season was, how can I say, it's not that we didn't expect to win the league with the squad we had, with the finances that the team had. It's like this is what we've got now. We'll make this thing work, and we've made it
Mm.
thus far. So I don't know. Midfield wise, we covered. Defense wise, we covered.
January is gonna be like 4 months for you. For
Hey
you,
man, stop.
January is like Audio Chelsea just scored into the final.
Ah,
Rudiger. I need my team to sign Rudiger, please.
Hey,
Chelsea just
true,
scored now.
talk about
true.
that.
Rudiger,
Talk about
Espilicueta, both want to
Let me
leave. They want
you know,
Marcha. And
But on that,
I need us
on
to sign Lukaku. We haven't signed him yet. I don't know where he is.
that's a problem. But on that, Como, just be
Lukaku
careful
and
on that one. Let me tell you, because Madrid is definitely looking, and Barca. Barca, the president came out and he said,
nah.
"We are now a new Barca. We here to rebuild." I'm telling you, bro. When Macho gets thrown at
Nothing.
his toes, okay,
Bro,
forget about Barca. Madrid,
Madrid.
Madrid get it right.
Yeah,
I
They can
can
get
I
Rudiger. They
look.
can get
I
Rudiger.
If I was Antonio Rudiger, I would go to Real Madrid. That's a
same.
player.
I agree. I agree.
He
How
No
just
old
one's
is
won
he
the
going to
now?
Champions
Barca
League.
now.
He won a
How
Barca
old
Champions
is
League
he?
feels
with
puzzling.
Chelsea. He won a Champions League with Chelsea. But Real Madrid are rebuilding.
How old is he?
If I
How old is Rudiger now?
I think he's 28. He's Matala. He's
Ah,
in his prime. It's his
yeah.
prime now.
It's prime. He's
It's his
super
prime
prime.
now.
Super
Mm.
prime.
But yeah, I think for me,
Yeah,
I think if we can sign, if we can lock down Rudiger and Espilicueta, for me, Espilicueta one more season, we will. And I think if we can get Lukaku to start playing again, because the
yeah.
Chelsea's
Since
problem
since
now, we're not
since we're on
scoring. We're not.
Lukaku, there's two more, like three more topics, but I think we should go straight into Lukaku. What is going on with that guy? You see, he's United was not the problem. He's the problem. Come on,
I
I'll
don't
hear
think
your
he's a
story of
problem.
him.
I don't think he's a problem. I think he's very outspoken. I think the interview was poor timing. It was a big game that came up. I know he arranged the interview, and from what I heard, he arranged the interview. They asked him, "Does he want to have the interview?" And he agreed. And they he was the reason why he actually because he didn't say a proper goodbye to the Inter Milan supporters or whatever, like because they won and they won the league with him or whatever. So I think it was him trying to just try and I don't know why players feel they need to say goodbye to fans, like the fans gave them something, like they
I,
gave them a chow, or your light
I,
one graphic that was came over and fixed your lights. I don't know why they feel, so he felt he needed to say goodbye to them, and so he said he would return one day. A lot of the interview was taken out of context. Because
Normal.
he was saying he's unhappy with the situation. Think about it. The man played. He was the highest goal scorer in Italy. He won the league with the team, and now he's on the bench. So if we're saying he's unhappy with the situation, sitting on the bench, but if you listen to the interview, saying I will be professional and I'll keep working. So I think taken out of context, wrong timing. But however, it shouldn't have been done. It is what it
can
is.
I
What
must
can
say,
we say now? Of
it is
course.
what it is. I think we just
Po-
letting him
po-
lay on a soft, nice, comfortable bed. You know when they say
So he must
you
get
make your bed
lashed.
and you must
He must
lie
get
in, and now
lashed,
you're
but he
making it
must get
soft for
lashed.
him. The fact that he said his manager Tuchel, he's not happy with him for what he is doing.
No,
That
he
could
must
have
get
been said
lashed.
to Tuchel himself, you know. So,
Correct.
and then you're going on TV, bro. You can't be doing these things. You know,
Can't.
media are gonna take stuff, and now
You
you've created a.
poor media training. Correct.
Come on, you know what I
He
mean?
must get lashed.
You,
I think his punishment was too what's the word?
soft.
Lenient.
Soft.
Lenient.
He got benched for the game, or he got fined. I think he got fined like 25,000
And he had to
pounds. Or
apologize.
he had to apologize. I think it was too soft.
Yeah, because he
But
can't
you see,
say
TP in Tuchel's defense, Tuchel can't afford to be too hard. He needs to win games. Chelsea's
Yeah,
been drawing.
yeah.
Malai and I were what we were looking at the log. Out of the top four. Chelsea have drawn 7 games. The
Sure.
most out of the top four. The most out of the top four. The Chelsea drew 7 games. The team that's lost the most in the top four is Arsenal. They've lost 7. So we're drawing people. And you had your
Yeah,
best striker on
yeah,
the bench. He caused the
yeah,
flop. Lash
yeah,
him, put him back in the team. And there he scored in the weekend. Let the man start
yeah.
scoring goals again, bro.
no. So
100%.
your point is valid. I think he handled it well because he could have handled it, and they would have been sulking, and then they're gonna part
Hmm,
ways. And you know what, Lukaku, that situation ends quick, and he gets sold. So I
for
think
sure. Let the season
he'll
end.
still
Let the
handle
season
well.
end.
Yeah,
If you
and then
still,
so to my
if
Obviously,
you let the season end. If you still feel he's not good enough, sell him. But we need him now.
I think
That we
there's
need
two
him
ways to
now.
look at it. Lukaku caused the flop. He shouldn't have said things he said. Things were taken out
Hmm,
of context, but things he did say, like he said,
but
I think
wrong.
the main thing he said for me was like, if they came with a new contract, I would have signed. I would have never joined Chelsea because,
oh yeah,
yeah, like
that
he's,
was
yeah,
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 that was
and Lorato, that's
even
my
though he's
main,
being honest,
yeah,
because he is being honest, because the reason why that team got broken up is because that club they won the league. They didn't want to get Conte wanted more players. They told
and
him
that's
we
why
can't
Conte
afford.
left.
that's why Conte left. And when Conte left,
Yeah.
they sold Hakimi, and they sold somebody else. So he's actually being truthful. Wrong time, wrong place. You shouldn't have said it. You should have said,
But
okay,
you
look,
know that, but you know that, Como. Any company you work for, they tell you it's not your job to handle PR. Do not
correct,
say things you're not supposed to say because you cause issues, you cause
correct.
breakups between the team and all that. So the media training. So you don't do things, but that's another one.
Yeah,
Same
but
like when when Pog-
Uh,
but
when Pogba's
listen,
agent comes out and say Pogba's not happy. Pogba
nah,
doesn't
for
come
sure.
out and say Pogba doesn't come out and say what he's talking about. I'm happy. Pogba keeps quiet.
Mm,
So what it does,
yeah.
it leaves the media to build a story and make on the
yeah.
story.
No, I
So
agree with you.
like
It was
players will
wrong.
come
It
out
was the wrong
like
thing
they
to
said,
do.
Bruno's joining Barcelona. It was a headline. Bruno's joining Barcelona. So Bruno replied on the tweet and said, "I checked my calendar. It's not April. I thought it's April Fools." Which
Mm,
Sure.
means now he's closed the topic there and then blah,
Yeah.
Bruno's not joining
Yeah.
Barcelona.
mm.
That's what you
But
do. You
yeah,
Get on, Pete.
you just gotta give Tuchel his flowers too. Hats off, mother. Don't mess
Handled
around
it,
with me.
handled it
Straight.
well.
Handle it well. Don't mess around with me. And he showed it. Listen, I'm the boss. Big signing. We spent the most for you in the last
It's on
summer.
the bench.
So besides that, told the media, me, I'm not happy. I'll address this. This is a story. How would have Ole, I know we went to Man United, I'm saying this is an example. How would have Ole have done it, dealt with it? Would have been like, Tuchel was very like, boom, this is it, this is a story. And he set this record straight for other players as well. Don't try those tricks.
Hmm.
So,
No,
100%.
no, no. But one thing I can tell you about Ole, he handled interviews very, very well. That I can tell you.
You
You
know who's
always pick
impressed
the
me?
players. You always shelter the players.
Yeah, you know who's impressed me with interviews? Steven Gerrard. I've been
Ah,
watching
yeah, master.
interviews.
Yeah, I love
I
Interviews.
haven't
watching
He,
his interviews. Actually, a
I haven't
small guy.
watched
a man,
I
a
haven't
man.
watched Trippy G's interviews.
Nah,
Dang.
I'm glad we beat him because I would have never heard the end of it. I was sitting and
Oh
watching that
well,
game
you got them
and
again now in the
squinching.
league. You got
I
them
think
I
again
you,
know
in the
we got
league.
them, yeah.
yeah, I think you're gonna hit in the league against him, huh?
He's building a strong team, Chins.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's gonna
They've already got good players. If now they signed
my
this Lucas Dean, and now they managed to really Philippe Coutinho. Look, I think
mm.
Philippe Coutinho was past his prime, but
No, come on.
if he can give 2 good seasons, if he
You
can
think
give
so?
good two, uh,
He's 28. I think he's listen. No, he's been past his prime because of the issues he's been facing at
what
Barca. He's
issues? Pe-
well. Listen, he came into a team and
I can understand when he got there and the team was strong.
it
He
just
can't
didn't
even
work
get
out
into
for
the
him.
team now. There's 17
Look
year
at
olds playing in
Hazard.
his
It just
position.
does that. Look at Hazard. It just doesn't work sometimes. He's played in the Premier League before. I think
But
okay,
listen, he
going
went
back to
on
Liverpool
loan.
transfer, going to
He
Liverpool
went
transfer,
on loan.
Liverpool need to buy Hazard. Liverpool
Philippe
need to buy
Coutinho,
Hazard.
Philippe Coutinho went on loan to Bayern Munich, people. And what did he do there?
Shit happens. He's played in the Premier League. He's played in the Premier League, right?
Good.
And he's done
Okay.
very well in the Premier League as a
Let's
lighty.
see.
And
Let's
in
see.
many years, I think he'll
Let's
do
see.
well. I think he'll do well. I think
I,
in a club he's
I
playing at
personally think that
small,
the teams
at a club that's not too big. Maybe the other clubs are just too big for him to carry.
Maybe
He's playing at Aston Villa. He knows
maybe he's got maybe
Gerard
he's got that
seems maybe Gerard has
Ross
like natural
Barkley.
players too.
Maybe he's got that Ross Barkley curse.
Hey, Liverpool buy Rod.
They only do well at small teams. They want to
You
be
know,
the team must be built around them.
yeah,
so
you never
yeah,
know.
as
Because Ross
I
Barkley's
Gerard
too.
think I think the teams are, especially United. I think everybody's going very slow with this transfer window. I'm shocked, and I don't know why people have this thing of, oh, January is a bad time. We bought Bruno in January, and he changed. He got us top four. So the thing of January is a slow window is
we bought
nonsense.
Suarez. We bought Suarez in January, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't.
big players came in January. So
Hey, we bought
anyway, so
Torres in January.
big big players came through in January.
I don't like January. Keep your January.
yeah, so I think guys, it was a good show. To our
Yeah,
What
viewers,
I
happened with
think
please like.
so.
Trippier? We just let Trippier out. Give the man
Leave him.
some
Nah,
credit.
no one wants to
No,
talk about
no
Trippier.
airtime. No
First
airtime.
game they lost.
Oh,
First
airtime.
game they lost. Nobody wants to talk
Ah,
about Trippier.
What you want to
He's
talk about Sapir for? Man can't even point at the badge. He's pointing past his shoulder, talking at the badge. Tack, tack.
here's our Zulu badge. He's like this here.
Yeah, tack. Short
Alex,
time.
the
I
man,
like that
man
bomb
made
you
a flop
EOC end
next
of
year.
contract. Come here.
Man,
What was that?
the,
What was
the
that?
man needs a flop.
Get
Man
home.
needs a flop.
Clock your card and go home.
He's not there for
Yeah.
the
So
money, bro.
I
Don't
think the
talk
next
about
show,
it.
guys, we'll cover a lot of transfer
Yeah.
windows and a lot of the controversial topics. And you know, United's going to be in there, and we're going to talk about
Mm.
depth because I'm willing
Yeah.
to believe that it's going to be Egypt and Liverpool's players are going to be in the
Senegal.
finals, which is a long
Mm.
time.
Listen,
So it's going to be a good. We got more
after next,
topics. Catch us on the next
before,
show.
yeah, next we see you next show.
Yeah,
Before next
Okay.
show,
subscribe. Guys, all the best.
yeah,
Salute.
don't forget to donate, gents. Just shout out.
Yeah, here's Chelsea too.
Tonight, so we
Chelsea.
can sort. Who
Yeah,
scored?
Chelsea's walking into the first cup of the season. Walking into the Calling Cup. It's 1-0 up. We 3-0 up on aggregate. So
A nonsense cup that here.
Ah,
nonsense,
what cup?
nonsense
What cup
cup
is it,
now.
Como?
Hey, yeah, I love those nonsense cups. I said, salute.
Anyway, guys, I'm
Laka,
out,
peace,
gents.
So
Good
yeah.
night.
peace, Laka, sharp.